Well, good morning, guys. So I am on my way to the grocery store, and it is 5:47 in the morning on the 13th of March. I guess we'll see what it's like in there. Hopefully, people are already standing there with their carts. Okay, guys, I am on my way out of the grocery store. Get when people use turning signals, just so you know, just letting you know ahead of time. Anyway, so I was in there for an hour, and I got everything I needed. They weren't really out of anything. I mean, if you needed certain brands, maybe, but for the most part, they really had it all. They had toilet paper. Sure, a couple brands, the ones that were the cheapest were gone, but they had, I don't know, 5 or 6 pallets of water. I didn't get any water. I'm not really a bottle of water kind of girl. Oh, that's a whole other story, but there's a reason that I don't drink it. But anyway, so what I bought was a water filter, and I did get the last one. It is pouring out. It's been raining since yesterday, like about 24 hours now, which in Vegas is not normal. But then to top it off, we're under a flood watch now. That's how bad it's been raining. I had a little bit of a aha moment, and I'm going to tell you a little secret about getting supplies for if you live in a hurricane zone like I used to, or if, you know, you need supplies right now. Here's the secret. Go to a bad neighborhood. If you go to a bad neighborhood, people can't afford to shop. People can't afford to just buy 100 things of toilet paper and, buy 45 things of water and that kind of deal. So you're a lot more likely to find things in stock in a not so favorable neighborhood. When I went to Target, I can't even remember when that was now. What was that, a week and a half ago? And they were out of everything and people were threatening each other and all that stuff. Oh, this road is flooded over. Huh. Do you guys want to see? Whoa, all the way flooded over. When I was at that Target and everything was sold out and there was people with carts full of stuff, that was in Summerlin, which, if you're familiar with Vegas, Summerlin is the neighborhood that is upper middle class and rich people. It's the newest, there's like a lot of new houses. All the rich people and famous people that live here live in Summerlin. And that's the Target that I was at, was in Summerlin. Now, I don't live in Summerlin. I live near there, but not in it. I live in a working class neighborhood. There's a lot of middle class and poor people here. There's not, I wouldn't say any upper middle class or rich people here. If you really need supplies to get by for the next few weeks, try going to a less favorable neighborhood. If you go to a ritzy place, those people have a lot more money to buy everything that they want or need for months on end or what have you. So I just bought 2 weeks of groceries with a little bit of extra, and I just got 1 thing of toilet paper, which is a little extra. We didn't really need it, but I figured just in case with this toilet paper shortage we're having, might be a good idea to do that. Where are you? I was thinking there's a couple things that I hadn't mentioned to you. In the grocery store, they were short-staffed. I had to park the cart on the edge of a lot of aisles and walk down the aisle to get what I needed and then go back. They were so busy frantically trying to stock shelves that they didn't have time to care if there was room for people with carts. So that was one thing. What else? I just want to let you know all these little things so that if you need to go to the grocery store, you're kind of mentally prepared for it. Um, there was somebody yelling at the people that work there because they wanted to take a certain amount of bottled water cases, and the woman told them that they just can't do that, that they only get so much a day, and that you know, you have to think about your neighbors too. And the person was pretty mean to this poor woman, and I feel bad because she's just trying to do her job, and she probably didn't want to come into work today, and then she's got this guy yelling at her about all this. Then when I went to go check out, there were no cashiers. Like I said, they're short staffed. They probably have people who feel sick, who don't want to come in, or people who are scared to come. So this poor woman, she, had to deal with all that. But anyway, so I go to check out, and there's no cashiers. So they have this like little self-check place. Now, luckily, with it being 2020, they probably had 8 different self-checkout registers. And they had one guy there trying to like bounce around between everybody, making sure, because they kept saying, call cashier, that whole thing. Well, there was only one register that I could use because they still have it set up to where everything you scan has to sit in that, over here in that little placement area, you scan it and then you have to set it over. Well, I had a full cart of groceries. I'm trying to eat for 2 weeks. So some people were just grabbing a few things, which that probably would have been easier. But luckily, I was there first thing in the morning, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I had to wait about 20 minutes to check out. But like I said, there was only one register that had a large enough holding area next to it for me to be able to use it. So that was no big deal. But then let's see, at the end of the day, I think they said it was 72 items that I bought. Every 15 items, I would say, it would tell me to wait, and I'd have to wait for the guy to come over and scan it. And then once you hit 50 items, he had to come back. And then at the end, because I bought more than 50 items, he had to come back. And I felt really bad for the guy working there. He didn't seem to mind. He's, just said it is what it is. But so that's kind of something else to think of. If you are in the mood for any fresh produce, it was overflowing. I mean, people are really going for the non-perishable items. Okay, so I just got out of Target. It's a little bit wild in there. People are really pissed off. Now, I wasn't going after the stuff that other people were going after. I wanted to get some clothes to do a spring look video for you at Target. And of course, nobody was looking at clothes except me and one other woman. And then when I went to check out, people were looking at me like, why is that chick buying clothes? Because I have a YouTube channel and I'm trying to give people something else to think about. Yeah, people are getting like really mad about having to wait in line. What did you expect was going to happen? You came to Target during pandemonium. Of course there's going to be a line. I didn't just get clothes though. I realized after I got home from the grocery store that I still needed laundry detergent, which I forgot to get. And then they were saying on the news that if you are young and pretty healthy, if you just have like regular flu symptoms, since it's flu season anyway, or if you have cold symptoms or allergy symptoms, to just stay home and just, take what you can at home instead of clogging up the hospitals, when like people with like serious health problems or the elderly, might really need to be seen. And so I thought about that and I thought, yeah, that's a really, really valid point. I decided to think about it, and I decided, that's kind of a good idea to sort of stay out of people's way. So I decided to just go ahead and, get like Theraflu and Mucinex and some ibuprofen just in case I need it or Brad needs it. Oh, and I got some saline solution to spray in our noses. We like to use that anyway religiously and keep our noses nice and moist. But we're both kind of close to being out, so I thought it'd be a good time to get more of that. I looked for the Easter candy that I like. Gone. Don't people know that I want chocolate-covered marshmallow eggs? Apparently they don't know. Which I think is very rude. Very rude. When it comes to candy, you just, especially in a situation like this, you take what you need. You don't make it to where nobody else can have chocolate. Hello. Is there anybody out there? So since we last talked, I went to the doctor. I had my doctor's appointment. Everything went good. Then what did I do? I went home. I talked to Brad for a little bit. I found out that his flight was delayed. He's flying from LA to Vegas today. And apparently they have cut down the amount of flights so much that, I don't know, it's just getting kind of crazy. So I'm on my way to go pick him up. And as I get closer to the strip, I will show you how it looks. I don't know what to expect. So far tonight, I definitely don't see the amount of people just driving around even that I normally do. But, I mean, it is Friday night, right? This looks like a Wednesday night after 2 a.m. or something. It's very not congested. But we'll see. Maybe as I get closer to the strip, there will be more people. I'm hearing that it's pretty desolate at the strip, but I'm in denial. It's like, I don't know, it just, in life, there's like certain things you can count on, right? You can count on the strip being full of craziness and fun. You can count on the Vegas Strip always being open. And so to find out that the Strip is shutting down, it's like hearing New York City is closing or something. It's just, whoa, what? Wait a minute. No, that doesn't sound right. Doesn't feel right. I'm not okay with it. Nobody asked my permission. And I know, I get it. I get why this has to happen, but it's just scary. I keep thinking, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But this week, the last couple of days, the phrase seems to be, what happens in Vegas spreads like wildfire. My God, that woman almost killed me. I don't normally honk at people, but geez. So she swerves, gets in the other lane to turn, and I mean, it was very abrupt, but I thought, well, okay, I'm going straight, so I'm going to go past her. As I'm in the middle of passing her, she turns her wheel and just comes into my lane. That's the other thing. People are driving. I noticed this after the doctor's appointment too. Well, and after Target. People are driving like the apocalypse is in an hour and they're trying to get home to their loved ones. It's like, I don't understand why people are driving like this. It's really not going to help anybody. It's just going to make everything worse. Brad and I were planning on his birthday is this weekend, and so we had decided that we were going to go out to dinner tonight when I picked him up from the airport, and we were going to go out to dinner again tomorrow night. We just thought it'd be kind of fun to, we're new here and there's so many places we haven't ate at yet, and we're excited about being here and exploring and finding the restaurants that we love and that kind of thing. And so we thought this would be a great time to plan on going out, for his birthday. Well, why can nobody decide where they're going? Everybody's doing this. putting turning signals on, swerving into the different directions. Like, so I don't know, like, is it safe to eat anywhere? You would think people are probably using a lot of precautions, but of course he's been having to eat out the whole time he was gone. Is anywhere open? I don't know. I need to get gas in the car, and I'm going to wait till he's with me because people are acting so crazy. I'm like, literally, and I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I'm just being honest with you. I'm scared to do much by myself right now because of the way people are acting. I feel like I need to have mace on me or something. It's just kind of alarming the way people are driving, the way they're acting. Just regular human decency is just gone. I am going to be recording a bunch of videos this weekend, and I'll just post them whenever. And so I might be putting up a bunch, like way more videos than normal. You don't have to watch them all at once, but I just figured it'll give me something to do, filming them and editing them, and it'll give you something to watch. So why not just make a bunch of content and put it out there? I mean, we don't have anything to watch. I'm personally a Golden Knights fan. And it's like just weird. Like, I can't look forward to games now. And I know, like, there's more serious stuff going on. And it's totally selfish to feel this way. But it's just weird, right? Like, I was really all ready for yesterday's game. And then they announced it right before, not very long before the game starts, they announced that. And it's like, oh. I felt like I heard that the Price is Wrong sound, So my other big joy is I really like the UFC. They did the weigh-in today, so we'll see if they have the fight. Now, times are tough. I'm not paying for a pay-per-view. I'm just not doing that. I don't even know if it's a pay-per-view this weekend. The big one that I wanted to see is next month. If you're a UFC fan, you know what fight I want to watch. I'm gonna watch what I can from home tomorrow. That's the other thing. We've really become fans of going out and watching UFC and UFC pay-per-views here in Vegas. It's so fun. There's like a bunch of different casinos that have the pay-per-views. You go, you pay like $20 a person, and you can go in and watch the pay-per-views. And it's really fun. So I guess that's out now too. I guess we can all get caught up on some of the Netflix shows we've been wanting to watch. And of course, we can watch a lot of YouTube. You know, I'm a big YouTube proponent. All right, I'm starting to see more cars, so that's a good sign. So I don't know if it's true. I just saw on Twitter right before I got ready that the Luxor now has an employee that has tested positive for coronavirus. And that's just really scary because it's like, oh, like I keep having these moments where it's like, oh, this is happening, or oh, this is starting. And I'm sure you're having them too. You know, no matter where you are, you're probably feeling the same way. Like if you're still watching, because this is kind of a long video at this point, and I'm sure it's been kind of boring, but go ahead and tell me down in the comments. I want to know, if you don't mind telling me. Tell me your city, if you're in like a big city, or if you're not and you don't want to be too revealing, just tell me what state you're in. And, you know, like just a quick scope of what your experiences are. Are things shutting down for you? You know, how are people in your area testing positive? Because I feel like we're all kind of going through this, right? So somebody at the Luxor supposedly tested positive. I also read that the Bellagio, I think it was the Bellagio, laid off all their housekeepers, which I would take to mean that they are shutting down, because I'm not sure how you could stay open with no housekeepers. So I wanted to take Brad one place tonight and then tomorrow I was going to take him to the Strip, and we were going to go to this place called the Piano Bar. It's closed. It's at Harrah's. Apparently that's closed too. It's like everything is just shutting down. It's really creepy. Okay, so I'm driving by the New Orleans, and the parking lot looks full to me. So one thing, this is an area where there's usually a lot of ladies of the night, and I don't see them out, which once again is just very unusual. You usually see them everywhere. Okay, so I'm driving by the New Orleans, and the parking lot looks full to me. So one thing, this is an area where there's usually a lot of ladies of the night, and I don't see them out, which once again is just very unusual. Okay, so we're going down this trip
on a Friday night.
On a Friday night, you guys. And there's nobody here so far.
Look how little traffic there is behind us.
And then I don't know if you can see behind us. There are no cars behind us. There's just now somebody pulling up. We've been sitting at this light for a minute, and there's nobody here. Brad's here. Say hi, Brad.
Coming back off a work trip.
Yay!
Yeah, usually on a weekend night, it's 30 minutes to drive up this couple of miles.
Yeah, I bet it won't even take 10 minutes. Okay, there's a crowd of people walking, but
not usual.
It's usually that amount of people all the way up and down the Strip.
More. But yeah, look how empty all this is over here. Same thing on the other side. On the west side of the Strip. There's almost nobody on the west side.
We could go to Wahlburgers. There'd be no line.
Yeah.
I know we're not doing burgers tonight, but I'm just saying. It's like,
yeah, no burgers this weekend. Yeah, this is a Friday night.
A Friday night on the Strip. I cannot believe how dead it is here.
Usually I'm getting stuck at every stoplight.
Every stoplight.
I haven't stopped at the past 4.
Why isn't he getting over to stop, the guy in front of you? The bus.
So here's the Cosmo, and then there's nobody over here.
Wow. Yeah, I don't see any people out there. Look at the traffic. There is none. This is a Friday night, you guys.
I get over to the middle.
Okay. This is usually bumper to bumper the whole way down, especially on a Friday night. But I mean, I've come down here on a Tuesday night, and it was bumper to bumper.
There's the Bellagio on the left. That is okay crowd, but usually the crowd's spilling into the street on the Bellagio on a weekend.
Oh yeah, there is a crowd there, at least a little
That's
bit.
not that big.
Yeah. So it's hard to know what to tell people because people keep asking on social media sites, hey, I'm planning on coming to Vegas for vacation. Would you guys still recommend that, we come? And I don't know what to tell people because I don't want to tell tourists to not come. Like that's what Vegas is. But, and it's like you don't want people to like just stop living their lives. But at the same time, with all this like shutdown and quarantine stuff going on, there's really nothing to do here. The nightclubs are shut down, all the sporting events are shut down, all the sports books are shut down, all the conferences are shut down. There's no concerts or performances, all that stuff is closed. So isn't that beautiful?
Look at the windows in the hotel levels.
Yeah.
What is it, like 1 out of 5 have a light on?
Yeah, I saw one of the hotels. Shoot, I can't remember which one. It said on Twitter they're at 8% capacity right now.
Oh, you can't stay in business in this town like that.
8%. It's like, what? Like, this is March Madness.
Oh no, they canceled that too.
I know, but I'm saying like, well, I'm not going to say his name, but the person I met with for business the day before yesterday, he said that when he was originally trying to get a room for the conference at Circus, it was like $350 a night because everything was sold out and, there's just no way to stay anywhere. And then after this whole thing started, he went to Circus to see if he could stay there anyway. And they're like, we'll give you a room for like $50 a night. And he's like, what? Okay, yeah, sure, I'll stay. Because everybody canceled on him,
Look, they even turned off the fountains.
Oh, they just turned off the fountains?
Which is
while we were sitting here. That's weird.
Yeah, it's about 7:30 Pacific time, which is really doggone early for that.
Now, why do they have showgirls out here when there's all the shows are shut down?
I don't know if all of them are, but a good chunk of them are.
I know the strip clubs are saying they're still open, but I don't know. Guess no more lap dances?
Yeah, usually on these side streets, the crosswalks here for the side streets, there's, people, 5 to 10 rows deep walking across the street, and it takes forever to get from the side street onto Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah.
But people are freely coming onto the boulevard right now. They're driving. So in 2008 and 9, because of the housing and other related bust, Vegas suffered a lot from the lack of tourism, and with the drastic drop in reservations and obviously gambling and patronage to the arena they just built 3 years ago, I wouldn't be surprised if Vegas has its own regional recession this year.
Yeah, well, they're saying this is so much worse than that was already, just occupancy wise and everything. And then
just for entertainment's sake, if you look at the sign on top of the taxi in front of us, it says menopause is physical. There is actually such a thing. But anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt Michelle.
I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, and the other thing that even the airlines are saying this is so much worse than September 11th even was for their sales. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I fly 2 airlines regularly and then a third as a backup plan, and all 3 are spamming the hell out of me, like just offering me almost free tickets. And then I also use 2 car rental companies for work on a regular basis, and they're both spamming me, please rent a car. Just we'll give it to you. We just want to rent a car.
So here's that piano bar place. Oh, sorry. Get out of my way, car. Here's that piano bar place right here. Do you see that little round sign? Cars keep getting in the way. Right there. And I see people in there, so this must be the last night it's open. But so this is Harrah's, where they've announced they're shutting down all their restaurants and
Clubs
and the buffets and all that stuff. Of course, they've been announcing at a bunch of places that they're shutting down their
Yes.
buffets.
So yeah, get over there. Like, look how very little foot traffic there is. Over there, it's usually people running into each other and can't get by one way or the other because it's so crowded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's normally like the mall on like Christmas Eve in the 90s. You remember the mall at Christmas Eve in the 90s? How crazy it was?
I cannot believe how little foot traffic there is.
I know.
Yeah, same thing on the right side here as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually shoulder to shoulder walking.
And
all
people are
through
walking
here.
in the street just to get around the crowds.
Yeah. Not tonight.
I can't believe I can't believe there's any night, much less a Friday night. And it's spring break too, which makes it even more appalling. We're at the Venetian, and as you can tell, there's almost nobody near it. Remember when we pulled into Treasure Island a couple months ago, and it took me 20 minutes to get out of there?
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, yeah, over there on that side.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's where it was right here.
No. I'm just saying though, like there's nobody over here either. It's so creepy.
Where was that?
Could you try to be a little bit smoother with your brakes for the camera? Or not? I'm not trying to be a jerk, I'm just asking. Yeah, look at that. Nobody's out here. Gosh, this is weird. Look at Treasure Island, you guys. No one. So the Wynn up ahead, rumor has it that they are doing a temperature scan. So if it senses that you have a temperature, you can't go in there, but otherwise you can.
Yeah, it's a Wynn Encore area in one of the other hotels.
Oh.
Yeah, like this crosswalk here is usually the overhead pedestrian path. That's usually congested with foot traffic. They got probably 15 people on the entire bridge right now.
Yeah, whenever we've come down here, this escalator over here, it's always full of people. And then the crosswalk up there, up above, is usually full too, and it's not.
Same thing on
There's nobody at this crosswalk either.
Same thing on the left side. Look how empty that passenger bridge is.
Yeah.
Or pedestrian bridge, as some people call it.
Yeah, what are they called? Overwalks? A walking bridge?
It depends on where you are. The different parts of the country call it different things, but engineers typically call it pedestrian bridge.
So this is the Wynn where they're doing that temperature thing. And look at all the windows that aren't lit up, which I'm assuming means there's nobody staying in those rooms, which is insane. It's awfully dark.
Yeah, this Burger Shack here on the left, there's usually a line of people on those stairs waiting to get put an order in.
Yeah.
And as you can see on the bar, there's 2 people there.
Yeah, that's it. Oh my gosh.
That's insane. And usually this crosswalk here is chock full of pedestrians. Obviously, holy cow.
Yeah, I never noticed there was a church over there because it's usually so full of people you can't see that there is one, but...
Yeah, I mean, look at the street over there to the right, towards Sahara.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in that movie 28 Days Later.
Yeah, I'm feeling
like it's just creepy being somewhere that we've only lived here since July, or August, well, end of July, but we've been here long enough though to where we kind of know what it normally looks like, and it's just so creepy.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm feeling like I Am Legend.
Yeah.
So Circus is on the left, and once we get through this light, Michele. Oh wow! This is usually.
There's nobody here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird.
To get these little street vendors, it's usually a line spilling out into the streets.
Yeah, those street vendors are really popular. This is so creepy.
On a weekday,
that Denny's is always packed, and there's like not that many. I just saw like 4 people in there. Peppermill, how's Peppermill look? Peppermill's not bad, but I bet it's people from the conventions that are eating there.
Well, yeah. So yeah, let's look at Circus. They're usually jam packed.
But there's that convention that just ended
Look at
tonight.
this McDonald's. It's empty.
Oh yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, see, like there's nobody in here.
Oh, weird.
That is weird. Yeah, they're open air part of the casino. It's usually full of tourists.
I'm trying to. I would like to show you what he's talking about back here, but we're like too far past it for me to show you. But there's all these slot machines, kind of like on the side of the street, like on the side of Circus, and it's usually just packed with people, just having some fun. And the souvenir shop is usually packed as well, and it's not.
This mart here is empty. That's usually full. There's usually not too much foot traffic up here because there's a big gap between the Sahara and the Strip.
Right. Yeah. This area. This is what it normally is like with the foot traffic.
They're just between the distance and all the construction between the Sahara and Circus, it usually doesn't see too much traffic. So this part isn't indicative of anything. But we could look at the parking lot of. Yeah, like this parking lot for the Sahara, that's usually, just full of people being picked up and dropped off.
That was where I met Flava Flav.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right out in that part I just showed where the cars drop people off.
Yeah, that was Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this parking lot here on the left at the souvenir shop, that's usually full, and it's...
Not?
Yeah, definitely not full.
No. I mean, it's got some cars there, but
yeah, but usually it's
not like normal.
Yeah, usually if you're not parked there by sundown, you're not getting parking there.
And then the Stratosphere, the place that we stayed at when we decided we wanted to move here, our little historical place, a historical Brad and Michele landmark.
Yeah, and so the main entrance here is usually full of ride shares and limos, and there's maybe 5 cars in there right now.
Okay, I just wanted to say goodnight. We're doing this insane ride home. I don't know why we got on the interstate, but now I'm like really scared because people are just driving so. But yeah, this is the time to try to stay calm, try to think about other people, try to be a little bit considerate at least.